So this video is about a crash, the what happens to the body and the aura when somebody crashes. Now, this particular healing was a bus crash, a gentleman that had a bus crash with like 20 or 30 people in it, and the bus turned over on its side and rolled down a hill, really crazy. So um, the impact obviously, when something like this happens, this particular person was somersaulting, out of their seat, flying through the air, smashing into the side of the bus, you know, um, on its side, and then flipping again, going to the other side as it came around, just like really like a rag doll, like putty, just being flown around like putty. And So obviously, you're going to have all of the physical issues in this particular person's case, chronic neck problems, chronic knee problems, hip, etc. A couple of vertebrae out, all kinds of stuff going on. Um, but what I'm going to talk about in this particular healing is what happens to the auric field during some kind of crash like this. Because it's really pretty amazing what happens, because technically, from my experience as a healer, you cannot really heal these physical breakages and severances. Even if there's surgery and you repair this, you repair that, you stitch this up. Still, in all, if you don't heal the auric field of the injury, there will be no permanent healing. And in fact, if you can heal the auric field quickly after the injury, it'll greatly accelerate the healing of the injury, because you put the auric field in place, then you do the surgery, you do the stitching, and it's got the correct auric model from which to regrow and heal and merge and meld the cells correctly. So the healing will just go, if you don't have the auric field in place in the correct healing after the injury, um, the physical body will heal in an incorrect template. It'll never heal permanently, it'll never heal correctly. So anyway, what happened to the auric field of this particular person, um, the image that came up, and this is really the fascinating ways that the body wisdom communicated to me, because this person's body wisdom during the healing showed me this crazy image of what happened to its auric field during the crash. Um, well, basically, it gave me this image of a roll of Reynolds wrap, and it showed me that the auric field in it, all the somersaulting and crashing on one side and smashing on this side, it was like taking a roll of Reynolds wrap and crumpling it all up, the whole roll, in all kinds of crazy ways, right? And don't forget to add to this. This is not just the actual impact of all the crashes. What you're having here is not only one impact, but you're hitting one part of the body first, and it implodes inside the body. Each hit, goes to the skin, goes to the muscle, goes to the bone, goes to the nerves, and each one of those parts of the body experience that hit differently. Some of it is direct impact, and then there's secondary and third impacts, and each part of the body experiences the hit differently and has a different reaction to it. Emotionally, too, a lot of the parts of the body will cry. They'll scream, they'll cry, just like you scream and cry when you hit your knee or you stub your toe. The parts of your body feel. They are alive at some level. They're living consciousness. So so you have that one hit, and all the parts of the body have the echo effect of reaction. And then, of course, you'll hit one part, and then the head will go this way, and it'll impact. So now you've got a secondary impact with all the parts of that affecting, the skull, the brain, the cervical vertebrae, the nervous system going all the way down, and then you flip around and you go into the other side of the, you twist, your whole body's twisting around as the bus rolls down the hill. Now you're the back of your hip, and you know, it's just endless. The impacts, the number of impacts, and then the number of secondary echo effects of the initial impact is just staggering. So the body, and not only that, what I also saw when I did this healing is the added emotional, energetic chaos of all the other people on the bus screaming and flipping out and flipping around you. And I mean, this all just happens in like a matter of seconds, but the body is recording all of this in slow motion. If you slow down and you watch every single possible impact, physical, emotional, audio, visual, you know, the whole sensory response of this crash, it's just staggering because the body's picking up everybody's impact, everybody's emotional reaction. Then also added to this is the aluminum of the bus, the windows crashing. I mean, it's just unbelievable, and it's all getting stored in your auric body. It's just unbelievable. All of this gets stored because it's all energy. It's all impacting you. So when the person's body wisdom gave me this image of this crumpled roll of Reynolds wrap, you know, what each crumple is another piece of chaotic energy data of all those factors that I just described. It's unbelievable. So now the body wisdoms, you know, said to me what we actually did in this healing, you know, and the goal in this in the healing process for somebody who's undergone an injury like that, a crash like that, is painstakingly, really, and this is incredible process. We've got to, you know, the goal is to completely straighten out the whole roll of Reynolds wrap, which is completely all crumpled up, you know, a million different crinkles. So we got to be very, you can't just pull it, you know, pull it apart, and, you know, you have to sort of pick one side up, smooth it out a little bit, then you pick the next part up, pull that, straighten it out, then you get like the whole side of the roll, right? And then you keep going. Maybe you'll roll it, you know, get another roll of cardboard cylinder to keep rolling it, and then you keep smoothing out the roll until, you know, who knows how long it's going to take. But anyway, you know, you get the idea that any kind of impact like this is just an incredible encoding of all kinds of crazy, chaotic data, and the healing process. You know, is going to be a journey. It's definitely going to be a journey to untwist. You know, you got to deal with the physical, but you also have to deal with the emotional. And there's going to be all these other factors in there as well. You know, all these other materials, glass, aluminum, and then other people's auras and their entities too, spirit entities coming out of them. You know, everything, depending on how much of an empath you are, you will absorb and pick up all of this stuff from other people. So, all right, this again just to give you a sense of the complexity of healing some kind of, you know, crazy impact crash like this. All right.